Hey, welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome to our 10th episode spectacular! Can you believe it? Look what we've already been through. We've been through... Excuse me. Yellow. What do you mean 10 episodes isn't really worth celebrating? Well, yes, I know, technically I've already made more than 10 videos. What do you mean any yahoo with a camera could put out this crap? Oh come on, the jokes aren't that bad. Hey, where did you get this number anyway? Who is this? Okay, you've gone from a scary poltergeist to Peeves. Okay, so on today's thoroughly ordinary episode, we'll be looking at Airtight. Now, he's a hostile environment specialist, meaning he deals with toxic gas. So let's get this out of the way first, then we can move on. So maybe now we can get through the review without any further jokes or puns related to bodily functions, now that we've got all this nasty stuff out of our system. Okay, pun not intended. Airtight is one of those great figures that has all original body parts from what I consider to be the golden age of G.I. Joe. He has a unique look and great articulation. I love this figure, but I'm probably biased because this is one of the first G.I. Joe toys I ever got. Though not the very first. My first ones were Flint and Footloose, who very much looked like soldier toys. Airtight was a little different. He had bright colors and nothing resembling a soldier's uniform. His outfit is of course based on hazmat suits, made famous later by the movie Outbreak, though he had a metal helmet. He comes with quite a few accessories, one of which is the bane of many G.I. Joe collector, the breathing tube. It fits in 2 holes in the back of his head, while at the same time snapping onto his backpack. It's such a small thing. So small, in fact, it's incredibly easy to lose, so good luck finding an Airtight figure that still has it on the secondary market. Hell, I knew I still had my original, but when I started collecting, this was the very last piece of my original G.I. Joe toys that I managed to find in the attic. So many boxes were sifted through. He also came with a... thing? It sorta looks like a vacuum cleaner, but whether it was to suck up gas or a weapon to release gas was never said. A little more light was shed on this thing in 2011, when Airtight got a new figure as part of the 30th anniversary Renegades line. Here they call it a Hacker, or Hazardous Environment Containment Rifle. Which still doesn't explain jack, because what the hell is a containment rifle? Since I don't really review the newer stuff, I can recommend a nice write-up on the 2011 Airtight by Thomas Wheeler. Link should be below the video if you're watching this on my blog, unless I forget or something. As for the weapon, it's up to you. It either sucks up gas, or it's a weapon that uses gas. Maybe a nice compromise would be if it released gas that neutralizes other toxins. His file card is interesting. He's a geek, basically. One of us. He was the kid who could hold his breath the longest. He loved practical jokes. Whoopee cushions are mentioned. Great, here I am trying to avoid fart jokes while the guy is making them himself. He had the largest collection of plastic dinosaurs on his block. What a loser! Who the hell is gonna have a whole bunch of plastic toys? Moving on hastily. The file card states you have to be weird to do what he does. He walks into a toxic cloud with a safety suit made by the lowest bidder. So are all people who work with hazardous materials weird? In the cartoon, Airtight got his moment to shine in an episode called The Germ. Cobra has accidentally created a germ the size of an aircraft carrier. Just go with it. And he is tasked with destroying it. He eventually does. Or was that supposed to be a spoiler? Anyway, in the cartoon, he comes off as a bit arrogant, but not all that weird. In the comic, he's introduced alongside several other new toys to sell. I mean exciting new characters, in a story that deals with their very last training exercise before they become fully fledged Joes. Airtight's weirdness from his file cards is seen here, as the very first thing we see him do is collect a few scorpions to add to his collection. Unfortunately, the training exercise is soon rudely interrupted by a very real cobra attack. All the new recruits have to use their own special skills in order to survive the encounter. In Airtight's case, he makes gas masks from car parts. And he also uses the scorpions he captured to throw at the enemy. Yeah, I don't think that's in the training manual. So that was Airtight. One of my favorite figures, a weird guy, and we managed to keep the fart jokes to a minimum. See you next week, everybody.